Hey, how's it going, everyone? Justin again. As always, thanks for watching my channel. Welcome back. Today we're going to go into the Home Depot and we're going to go into the aisle of the forgotten. There are plenty of aisles in here that I think you guys forget and or neglect to go to when you go into Home Depot to look for tools or something that you think might be a need or even a want. Tools that you might have forgotten about or items that you might have forgotten that are even available at Home Depot. So today we're going to go do some aisle walking and I'm going to show you some of those things from the aisle of the forgotten. Let's go check it out. Kicking it off with mowers, trimmers, leaf blowers, etc. Look, Echo is a phenomenal brand and product line. I've been using Echo for years. I absolutely love them, especially when it comes down to their gas-powered weed whackers, leaf blowers, and even chainsaws, which we're going to see here momentarily. I will tell you, I much rather prefer a gas-operated weed whacker, leaf blower, or chainsaw over the cordless lineup. Now, I know that Ryobi came out with theirs. I know that DeWalt came out with theirs. Even Milwaukee came out with their own version. Now, if you have Milwaukee tools already and you want to go this route, that's fine, but it is an extensive jump from what you could pay for an Echo, something that operates off of gas. Talking about their lawnmowers, man, a lawnmower is a lawnmower. At the end of the day, you have to put gas in just about every single one of them. Let's be honest. Moving on over to their chainsaws, I gotta tell you, the Echo product is a phenomenal product. A lot of chainsaw carvers prefer Echo and Steel over all. There are some guys that are Husqvarna enthusiasts. I have the CS310, freaking amazing. It is an absolute workhorse, but for Echo, yeah, chainsaws at Home Depot, awesome buy. I'd rather buy those over a Ryobi or a Poland or anything that's battery operated. Now, I did see that they had some multi-tools for sale. Hadn't seen these before. But man, if you're a woodworker or tree carver or anything like that, you're gonna want one of these multi-tools, flathead, Phillips, cleaning tool for the bar, for the grooves and so forth. They also had this grease gun, which is awesome for the tip of the bar where you wanna re-grease the wheel so that way it spins freely and you don't have any issues there. So much better to re-grease that tip than it is to wait for the bar oil to catch up, I'm gonna tell you that. But here's a little pinout on the tip that you want to grease. You just put a little shot in there, kind of roll that thing around until it's well lubricated. They also have other chainsaw tools here for like $4. Tree wedges are awesome. If you have to split, you make a little cut, whatever, you throw that in there, you hammer it in with the maul, and then you're good to go. It should split it. The chain guards are awesome because, you know, if kids trip in the garage, they don't fall on your saw with a sharpened blade. They have packs here that have all different types of stuff in there when it comes to like cleaning up and refiling. They have some other filing kits that are manually driven. They also had some that were electronic driven. So you have this electronic approach where you can electronically or corded, you can brrr and clean it all off. So I absolutely love that feature. Interchangeable chains. They do have a cordless lineup. I just don't know if I trust a cordless chainsaw. Why not go with gas? Especially when it comes to a leaf blower. Now, I have used a corded leaf blower in the past when I didn't have enough money for the gas option. When I had enough money, I bought the gas option and I've loved it. I've had it ever since. When bad gas is bad gas, I dump it out and start with a fresh mix. It's perfect. I love the Echo. Haven't tried Ryobi, haven't tried Milwaukee, haven't tried some of the other brands they had out there to include DeWalt, but they did have a lot of different variety. Going over to the painter section, now we're in painter row. The white tape sucks, the green and yellow tape is awesome, and the blue tape is awesome. Even in a mechanic standpoint, if you're trying to cover up an intake, you don't want the white, you don't want anything other than maybe yellow, green, or blue, especially when it comes to window regulators. The white stuff just does not stick well. As far as painting goes, they have a lot of different painting options here, especially when it comes down to brushes and rollers. Masks. We talk about 3M. I have one of these 3M masks, interchangeable canisters and so forth. It's going to protect your lungs. Whether you're a smoker or a non-smoker, you don't want that metal and wood in your lungs. You just don't. Trust me. So it's always nice to have a good respirator. They also had some pretty cool tools in here for caulking, for razor blades. These razor blades, as a mechanic, for gasket scraping are freaking awesome. I have one. I love it. Window, sticky things on the windows. There's a paint can opener we talked about in our past video. You're missing out if you don't go to these other aisles to look at some of these other tools that they actually sell, even down to the caulking gun itself. Even in automotive, we use the right stuff for our gasket maker, RTV. You put a tube of that in there, it saves you in the long run. It's got the needle, you stab through it, and you clean up the old stuff. It's good. It's a good caulking gun made by HDX. You want one of those, believe me, especially when you want to cut the tip. It's already incorporated into the tool. Talking about the spackle, so if you want to cover up a hole in the wall, the stuff is pink when you spread it and then it turns white when it dries. It's unfortunate this one's open, so you want to make sure that before you buy it, it's not all dried out and hardened out, but it's good stuff to have. The kids make holes in the walls, you're going to want some. Now we're in the tile section. Now we're talking about grout, we're talking about tile cutting tools. We're looking at some of the diamond stuff that they have here. They have files, they have diamond blades that help cut through tile. Look, there's other tools to look at here, little nippers and things like that. If you want to cut a corner or round a corner off, you can. Lots of really cool tools in these hidden and forgotten sections, these aisles that no one goes to. That's why I call it the aisle of forgotten. Everyone has forgotten the different types of tools that are out there outside of the tool only aisles, right? So you get a chance, walk around the store, get a little bit deeper in Home Depot and see what it is they have, even down to this diamond file and some of these other tile scrapers. This thing's freaking cool. I mean, I like going around the store and looking at stuff like this, things that you just forgot that even existed, even down to the tile pallets themselves. If you want to use one of these trowels and you want to clean it up, or you don't know if you want it square or diagonal or whatever, these masonry trowels are awesome. The sponges are awesome. Tile saws, okay? I would have never thought to look in the tile section for a tile saw, okay? The first instinct I'd have was to go to the section where all the tools were, but here we go. They got various tile saws specifically for cutting tile, but you have to be in the tile section to look for it. Unlike some of the other construction tools at Home Depot, you have to be in the tool aisle where the power tools are and all the corded tools are and all the cordless tool options are. And they have all that stuff there. Even from abrasive saws when it comes to metalworking to wood crafting, all the stuff is over there except for when it comes to specific applications. So you should go over to the tile section, the wood section, and take a look and see if there's something that you're just missing. Even with the mixer. So if you want to mix some concrete and you don't want to sit there and stir with a shovel, they have mixers here. And that's even for masonry work. Now let's talk about the cabinets. I have a Husky cabinet here at the house. I love it. I've had it for over 6 years. It's phenomenal. They've since then upgraded and they have put in extra shelves. They've also put in some pegboard in the background for you to put hooks on to hang stuff from. So you get an extra shelf, you get some extra pegboard, you got some electrical inputs and outputs if you want to set up a charging station. These things are cool. Unfortunately, it's by online order only. So if you want cabinets online from Husky, it's online order only, shipped to the store or shipped to your house. They did have some bits for DeWalt. They have some hangers here. If you guys want to see, I'll put a little picture down in the corner, but I have a shelf here at the house. You buy a couple of these brackets, you find a little piece of cork wood like this, it's already finished and painted, you got yourself a shelf. So forgetting about going out and buying shelves, you can actually make your own shelf, and you can usually make your own shelf for under 20 bucks. Stackable totes. These stackable totes are awesome, not just from a garage standpoint, but how about the kids? The kids are forever collecting toys, this, that, the other, clothes, etc., memories, pictures. They want things hung, they want things stowed away. You want their room to be clean. So you come take a look at some of their clear totes. When I was a kid, I had a ton of these clear totes, which organized everything. We'd put a piece of masking tape on the outside, and we would annotate whether it was like, these were G.I. Joes, these were Ninja Turtles, these are my sports items, this is for football season, this is for wrestling season, and I put everything there. Milk crates are awesome. I use milk crates here in the garage. They're amazing. So if you can't get them for free, you can pay $9 and buy a milk crate. Now here's some other stuff. If you want to lift up tile or flooring or whatever, or you're looking for an indexing pry bar and you just can't find the right one, Crescent has put an indexing pry bar over here in the aisle of forgotten. Okay, it's a demolition tool, but you can use this for other things too. It doesn't have to be for tile, it can also be for automotive use. You can use that to pry. It's got a bigger face. Here's some tile to look at if you want to make a nice little table or whatever, or you want to make some new flooring. Now this was kind of cool. Here was a lighting stand, a little tripod stand, 20 bucks, made by Husky. You put your lamp on there or your shop lights on there, you hook it up and you're good to go. Tons of lights to choose from, Ryobi, Husky, Rigid. The list goes on, but they had a ton of different options for you guys to check out. And we're going to look at some other lighting here in a minute, but this tripod light is awesome. Even if you're a YouTube content creator, put a light on there, you got extra lighting. Tripod, 20 bucks, cheaper than Walmart, and it's a better quality. Now we're going into shop lighting. So if you're trying to, you got some growing stuff going on, whether it be with fruits or vegetables, or you just want some shop lights, I actually have this specific one here in the middle, which we're going to look at, I got 2 of those for my garage. That's right, I bought 2. 1 for each side of the garage. It is amazing. I absolutely love this. Under 70 bucks, hell of a deal. Auto sensor, so you walk in, thing turns on, it's amazing. But the lighting is so good, and the amount that I pay in addition is, I just save money. I don't know, the LED lights are great. I bought one of these little cuff clips, okay? These things are great for extension cord, rope, etc. I actually bought one for 3 or 4 bucks. How could you not? I mean, it's nice, it keeps everything organized. You clip and cuff, you hang it, you can hang it from pegboard. It's awesome, dude. I mean, telling you, like, this is cheap stuff, it's good stuff, it's part of the land of forgotten. Now here's some electrical tape. You can get a whole row of like 12 pieces or so forth, maybe even 10 of this electrical tape, or you can buy liquid electrical tape, or you can buy 1 roll for 3 bucks. So you pay twice as much and you get a whole stack of electrical tape, or you buy 1 for almost half the cost. Ridgid's come out with some interesting extension stuff, to include some USB driven things, to include some 5-port extensions. There was one extension thing that I was actually kind of interested in, because not only did it do USB, but it also had 5 ports to plug into. It was a little ball, 8 feet of cord. This thing was awesome. But first we're gonna look at some of the other extension things that they have going on. USB again, all these ports. USB on this one, all these ports. But look at this little ball. 5 110 outlets, 8 foot of extension cord plus USB. Freaking awesome. Awesome. I'll be picking that up soon for sure. What a cool little device to have in the shop. Lets you know if the circuit breaker was tripped or not. Now this was too good to pass up. I really love what Husky did here. Wood handle. I picked a few of these up for giveaway gifts and mystery gifts. I'm going to be sending one out to a couple of people. I'm going to keep one for myself. Awesome. Fire extinguisher, whether it comes to household repairs, whether it comes to woodworking, whether it even comes to metalworking, you need to get a fire extinguisher at some point. It's just going to be one of those things that you're going to want to have. They have 2 for $35, and they got a bigger one for a little bit more than the other one. So you got a 2-pack combo kit. Electrical. I think the electrical aisle is a little bit of an aisle of forgotten. I think people go there, maybe they grab a DVOM, maybe they don't, but they forget about some of the other hand tools that are available. These hand tools are freaking amazing. And they work out so well. Precision screwdrivers, wire strippers, crimpers, DVOMs, cable cutters, conduit cutters. You use that in automotive and in construction. You use that as a DIY at-home enthusiast or hobbyist. These things are going to come in handy. You might want to go down there and take a look in the electrical section and see what it is they have, because you might be missing something that you never thought you'd like a little bag. Maybe you want to put some electrical connectors in there, maybe some tools. This is for the house, etc. There's a lot of things that this electrical aisle has to offer, and I just don't think it's been showcased enough to be able to show you that there are some cool things from there. Milwaukee cordless coming into the plumbing aisle. Lots of different tube cutters, okay? So a lot of guys, even in automotive, when it comes down to double flaring tools, tight areas, things like that, there's a lot of ingenious tools that they have put together over here in the plumbing section to include adjustable wrenches that you can use. They also have some transfer pumps. So if you have an aquarium and you want to transfer water out of it into a bucket and then transfer new water in, might be a nice and handy thing to pick up. Ryobi and Ridgid are on top of it, and Husky has one too, so that's cool to look at. Here's some other tools that we're looking at in the plumbing section. Clamps, more cutters, more tube cutting, but they have some other interesting tools here as well, to include what was it? I was looking at an adjustable wrench. Well, look, here's a tubing bender, but I'll show you this adjustable wrench. This adjustable wrench is really cool looking. Has a weird angle. There it is. You can get at a weird angle. It's just something different. It's something different that you don't expect. Now, these Ridgid stack and go tote system, I have the top one, but they didn't have the entire stack and go system when I originally bought the top piece. But it's cool that they actually incorporate it, so if you have numerous tools and you're going to a job site, you can get them. How about air tools? Nobody talks about air tools too much because cordless is phasing them out. But if you don't use tools very often and you don't want to spend cordless prices, you can still buy some pretty decent tools from the pneumatic side. So if you're into air tools, they have a nice array of Husky air tools here, down to the paint guns themselves. Myself have been looking at compressors. Now I've got a 22-gallon GM compressor. It's nice. The CFMs are okay. it should do what I want it to do. The cord is kind of falling apart a little bit. I haven't changed the oil in like a year or so, but I've been looking to upgrade to a bigger tank, and I saw these bigger tanks and I was like, yes, yes. Now we're getting into the tank size that I'm looking for. This is what I want, right? It's just under 600 bucks. Okay, cool. About twice the price of my 22 gallon. Made in the USA, or assembled in the USA. 60, I'm telling you, this thing is free. I'm excited, man. I'm so excited about this. I want to get one of these, but it does require 240. So when I get my new electrical system updated, yeah, man, I'm looking at the Husky. That I'm eyeballing it hard. Now I have a rigid shop vac, wet dry shop vac. This thing's awesome. I think we paid like, what, 60 or 70 bucks for it? Something like that on Black Friday. This thing is freaking awesome, dude. I also have these gloves. You guys have seen those in a video. Those things are great too, but yeah, man, you want to look at Black Friday for that shop vac. Here's a Husky workstation. I don't know how probable this station would be or how duty it would be, but it was pretty cool. Now, you know, we always got to check out the clearance aisle before we leave Home Depot. And there's a handful of other aisles I plan on going through. But they did have some interesting things on here. Some DeWalt bits. I think we even saw some Ryobi bits, which they had a nice little set for under 16 bucks. There was some Makita stuff like this brad nailer. I was like, man, that's a hell of a deal for that brad nailer. If I would have seen that, I probably would have got that over the Metabo. But you know what? I'm happy with the Metabo so far. Ratchet straps, 12 bucks, 4-piece set. Freaking awesome. We have them at work. They hold up well, especially for transmission work. Now we're over here in the roofing and mastic laying and concrete laying area. So if you're laying concrete or you're laying down mastic, here's all your trowels for brick and mortar, for, I mean, you name it. The trowel that you're looking for is here. 90 degree, corner degree, flat, straight. I mean, they have it all. We saw the tape measure here. In fact, we saw a couple of them. Here was one that was 25 feet. Same one I got, $10 less. Now, it took me forever to afford the ladder that I wanted. I started off with this small 16 foot, which is good for a single story. Got it for like 140 bucks or something like that. Then when I had a few roof jobs under my belt, I stepped it up and I bought the fiberglass, because that way it doesn't scar or ruin the roof. And it goes up to 2 stories. So that's why I bought this 20 foot. It was perfect. So I really enjoyed it, and that just showed me the dedication and the build up to it. Now, if your wife at home can't reach something from a top shelf, these little tiny Gorilla stands are pretty awesome. In fact, I've got one Gorilla stand here at the house, which helps me to get into diesel pickup trucks to do work, and it gives me a few extra steps. But at home, the wife's got a couple of these here at the house, so she can use them at her liking, but it helps her to get to that top shelf stuff when I'm not around. So these things are awesome, great buys for sure. Even coming down to the steps and stools. I've got one of these, and I can't remember which one it was, but it's been awesome. I've had it for a couple years now, and I've just absolutely loved having it. They're just cool to have. Now here's another one. It's the Stud. It's the Milwaukee Stud. I don't know what the difference is, but it's the same price as the other one. Now if you're trying to lay some fencing down, here's this fence hammer. This thing's pretty cool. So if you want to do a metal fence, or you want to do a wood fence and you're putting in some rebar, or you're doing concrete, you can hammer it in, no problem. They have tons of fencing material for you to choose from. You can do it yourself. Now I always get a kick out of seeing product like the Great Stuff where my name is actually on it. I love seeing that. I don't know why, I just love seeing my name on products at Home Depot. Alright everyone, so that was our little walk around from the aisle of unknown. The forgotten aisle, if you will. Where people go into Home Depot and they absolutely forget about the different tools that are available at selected areas of Home Depot. And I think it was cool, and I had a good time hanging out with you guys. So if you did too, make sure to smash the thumbs up. Let me know that you like the walk-arounds. We'll keep doing it. If not, hit the thumbs down. Share if you want to share. We'll see you guys next time. Cheers and deuces.